Beautiful morning out there. Take a look. That is the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver. And 74 degrees. Greg's got to look at your forecast in just a bit. But first, we want to talk a bit about your money. So summer is typically a slow time on Wall Street, but that doesn't mean you should ignore your portfolio. And frankly, this summer's been a little different. So we brought in Anthony Paul, the financial advisor for Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Very smart guy, knows a lot about money.
Thank
you. You're helping us, help guide us through this. I mean, summer's slow. This summer has been weird.
It has been, Kirk. You know, the thing about it is it's a popular adage, sell in May and go away. And what that basically means
take a break.
Exactly, because the summer is a slower period.
Okay.
And historically, though, if you look at it, if you look at it back to 1950 and look at the performance of the S&P from May to October, it actually has only been negative 38% of the time. So that says that sell in May doesn't always work.
So it's kind of an opportunity then.
It is. It depends on where you are in the spectrum.
Okay.
If you're a longer term investor, it makes a lot of sense. And remember that when you're looking at it, you want to look at your overall goals, your risk tolerance, your time horizon, and say to yourself, okay, does this fit with my plan if I'm going to use this particular data point? It's just one data point to say that this happens to be a time where people sell their stocks. And it doesn't always hold true. So you want to come back and look and say, okay, well, where are the opportunities?
Sure.
You talked about Brexit earlier in this summer, which we had a lot of volatility. The market went down, but it subsequently rebounded rather strongly.
And you were saying because of Brexit, it might be a time to look at some international stocks because there may be some opportunities to get some stocks on sale there.
Absolutely. So, you know, again, going back to the longer term investor, if you're short term, then you got to really align with your goals and say you may have lower exposure to stocks anyway. But now because of the sell-off in Europe, there's opportunities overseas in global equities as well as global bonds. So, but you want to definitely take a look at it with your financial professional.
And
so,
when we were talking about the Brexit, when that all happened and the stock market took a big old dive, we've recovered fully from that, which is crazy that it happened so fast. But we talked about the 401k, you know, which is different. It is typically a long-term investment. Should we be revisiting our 401k and just making sure that we've got everything lined up?
Absolutely. You don't want to ever just close your eyes. You want to stay aware. Now, as we talked about earlier,
it's so easy, though.
It is. It is.
I like the blinders.
Well, you know, you're a pool guy, too. So I know you like going to the pool and flexing and hanging out in the summer, right? But what we have to do is we have to be constantly aware of our finances, right? And so, as we talked about earlier, the months from May to October are generally a slower pace because it's vacation season.
Okay.
The activity is in that November to April time, so you have potentially for higher returns. So when you're looking at your 401k, remember also it's a dollar cost averaging. Every time you get paid, you put money in there. So you're not necessarily buying prices at the high and the low every time. You're buying it sometimes at the low, sometimes at the high, so it smooths out. But definitely talk to your financial advisor as well to look at opportunities like this data point of sell in May and go away. What are your goals, your time horizon?
Make that phone call. Well, if I have time. I mean, flexing at the pool.
Listen.
Takes a lot of time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kurt.
Fantastic to have you back and talk with you. And some good advice here for a lot of us who just want it all to go away, Brooke. We just want to ignore it.
Oh, man, you're always inviting us to the gun show.